All right, we'll just go straight to questions. And Dan Hayes.
Dan Hayes, The Athletic. Carlos, what level of work have you been able to put in the last 13 days or whatever, and how do you feel?
Been able to do pretty much everything, ground balls, hit, some live at-bats, run. I've been doing everything. I feel good.
Doe, in the back.
Doe Young Park, MLB.com. As we kind of go into the roster questions that the team faces tomorrow, how important and how different does this team feel with Royce Lewis in the lineup for you guys?
Obviously, he's been great all year long. Every time he's in the lineup, he's a game changer. So, he's been putting in the work. He's been going out there. He looks really good. So, yeah, I'm very optimistic.
Alex Leibel, Twins Radio. Going alongside Royce, we've seen some excellent contributions from the Twins rookies so far this season. And as someone who's been in the playoffs in your rookie season and you won it early on in your career, what can you do as a leader in the clubhouse to kind of help these guys? When we've talked to them, they've said that they have an eagerness and excitement to them because they don't really know what to expect to come their way in the postseason. What can you do to kind of help keep that eagerness and fire in them despite, the road bumps that the postseason may bring?
Yeah, for me, it's just, when we have these conversations about playoff baseball, it's just talking about my personal experiences and what has worked for me in the past and for the team that I've been on in the past. Confidence is one of the main things that you can have going into postseason baseball, and I feel like our young guys, they don't lack any confidence. They're very confident when they go out there. They know their plan, they know their approach, they know what they're doing, and I think they're prepared for this moment. So it's an exciting time to be a Minnesota Twin fan.
Alden.
All right. Alden Gonzalez, ESPN. Carlos, looking back with the foot, how much do you think that just sort of limited you this season, and how do you feel with it now compared to when you first landed on the IL, with your mobility, with getting into your legs and your stance, all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm not going to put excuses of how my season went just because of the foot. It's something that I dealt with since May when it happened, and it was tough to deal with. But I feel a lot better now. I feel ready to go in these playoffs, and that's all that matters. When you go into regular season, and the reason why they brought me here is first you want to win the division. We did that. So now you throw all the numbers out the window, and new season starts, and this is the season that matters. So it's time to go.
Joe.
Carlos, Joe Schmidt, Channel 5. You mentioned getting ready for the postseason. You had to tough it out a lot during this season. When you look back, maybe your numbers aren't what they were, but are you proud of yourself? You satisfied with how you kind of toughed it out this season?
It taught me a lot about myself. The fact that I played more than 130 games with that for me was, it showed me how, the things that I can handle and just waking up every day and a couple limps here and there to start the day and, just focusing on my treatment every single day and just working hard to just stay on the field. It just taught me a lot about myself. And, now that I'm here, maybe looking back, I could have taken a couple weeks off here and there a little earlier. But, I took in right when we were in a good spot and we were able to win the division. So now it's time to play playoff baseball and be ready for that.
Lavelle E. Neal III from the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Carlos, some people who have had plantar say that when they feel it pop, it's actually a good thing, and then it feels a lot better after that. Did you experience the same thing?
Yeah, after a couple of days, I started feeling better. So yeah, usually that's what they say, and that's how it felt.
Audra
Martin, Valley Sports North. Carlos, obviously you have been in this position before, but given the offseason and how you have said you were brought back here to help this team go to the next level, with that combined with how the last couple of weeks have gone for you with the injury, how much more meaningful or special is this go-around for you?
No, this is very special. It's the first time that I'm here with the Minnesota Twins, and obviously, we wanna make it fun for the fans, and we want to make a big impact for this city, and we want to go out there and win ball games. So it's a special time right now.
Dave. You got one, Dan?
Yeah.
Carlos, Dave Campbell, Associated Press. Just little big picture here. Wondering how you think the first season with the pitch clock went, and how you think that might affect postseason baseball.
Yeah, I thought it was good. You know, it took some getting used to, but you know, once you get used to it, the game's a lot faster. There's not, you know, wasted time, and you know, the pace was great. So yeah, I think it's here to stay, and you know, I'm happy. I like the 2-hour and 30-minute games instead of the 4-hour games.
Bobby Nightingale, Star Tribune. Carlos, what are your impressions of the Blue Jays? You guys haven't played them in a few months, but just going into the series, what are your first impressions?
You know, I don't want to sound cliche, but everybody in the playoffs has a really good team and has a chance to go out there and win the World Series, right? So, you know, when you look at the roster, you know, they can hit, they got great arms, you know, they can do a lot of things right, and that's why they're in this position. So, you know, we got to go out there and just try to score early and often and go out there and win this series is a very important one, obviously.
Hey, Carlos, what were the discussions like about potentially playing in Colorado before, and were you able to face as far as live pitching? Do you have any concerns about rust?
No, I'm not gonna focus on that too much. I'm just gonna go out there and play. You know, once the lights turn on and you play playoff baseball, it's just a different feeling, different type of atmosphere. So, you know, it brings the best out of you.
Carlos, one of the pitchers that we may be seeing against the Blue Jays this week is Kevin Gausman, and he led the American League in strikeouts. He can get anybody out with his stuff. But he struggled against the Twins this season. He gave up 9 walks, 7 runs on 11 hits in 10 innings, and you hit 500 with 2 walks against Gausman. Just wanted to see what is it about Gausman that you think the Twins may be able to take advantage of coming this week?
Oh, he's a great pitcher, and you know, I'm sure he's going to be top 5 in the Cy Young this year. You know, I think when we faced him, we were swinging the bat pretty well, and you know, he got us at a good moment. And right now, the way the season ended as a lineup, we were doing a really good job. So, you know, we were trying to stay hot out there and have a good approach against him. Obviously, he's a tough pitcher, like you said, leading the league in strikeouts, but we have a great lineup, and we're confident in our preparation. So it's going to be a fun day.
Carlos, I'm sure you're probably sick of talking about this at this point, but there's a lot made on the outside about the Twins' sort of winless streak in the postseason. I know none of you guys were around for most of that, but I'm just curious how you feel like this team has approached that. Like, is it something that you guys completely ignore? Is it something you embrace that motivates you guys? What have you noticed about the approach to that with this team?
Yeah, I don't know how it was in the past, but like you said, this is a different team, and it's a different mentality. So when we go out there, we ain't thinking about that at all. You know, we're thinking about winning every single inning, and from there, you win games. So we're focused on the present, and we're going to keep moving forward.
Carlos,
Go ahead, Audra.
Carlos, a couple weeks ago in the stretch of great baseball you guys were playing, you still said that you felt like this team had another gear. What is another gear? Do you still feel that way? And what is that gear that you think the postseason can bring out in this team?
Well, if you really look at our year and, you know, when we had our bad moments and our good moments, I don't think we've ever had the full lineup together where everybody's just at the same time in the lineup feeling healthy. So I think in this postseason, we're going to start with our lineup, with the guys that we're expecting to be out there. And, you know, it's going to be fun to see how that's going to develop. So I'm excited.
Bob.
Hey, Carlos. Bob Nightingale, USA Today. When you were with the Astros, and you guys dominated the postseason, it seemed every year, was there one game or what moment that got you guys going, that gave you confidence to keep winning, that you like to bring over here?
Yeah, I think I've said a lot of times that this team reminds me a lot of the 15 Astros, just because you got some veteran guys in there already that have had success in the past, and then you bring the young guys, and they have success right away. You talk about Royce, you talk about Warner, you talk about Julian, right? And even the bullpen arms that we have some young guys out there throwing 100. So it reminds me a lot of that team, and I feel like that win in the wild card that year, it made that team believe that you know, we could beat anyone. And I feel like with the guys that we have right now and the way the roster is constructed, I think a good win right away out the gate will give everybody a confidence to know that we're a great team and that we can compete against anyone.
Any other questions for Carlos? All right, thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, guys.
Just a reminder, the Twins clubhouse will open up at 2 o'clock. Twins